All right. The Bay Harbor Butcher case is now a Miami Metro case. And it is shaping up to be the biggest one in our history. We're now at 14 confirmed. The FBI has sent over their top man, Special Agent Frank Lundy, to help solve this crime.
Dexter Morgan faced killers of every kind. Some were laughably weak, barely worthy of his table. Others, they nearly tore his entire world apart. Today, we're ranking every single Dexter villain, including the new threats from Dexter, Resurrection, from the weakest pretenders to the deadliest monsters who haunted him. Let's start at the bottom, the weakest tier. These are the so-called villains who either lacked skill, lacked brains, or simply couldn't stand toe-to-toe with Dexter.
Think this funny?
Blood on your hands too. Ethan Turner, Clemson Galt.
I am the last person you want to fuck with because I will
Fuck you back in ways you never even imagined.
Miguel Prado from Season 3 might shock some of you. As a district attorney, he had the power to expose Dexter, but in reality, Miguel was reckless, impulsive, and easy to manipulate. He thought he could live by Dexter's code, but his arrogance sealed his fate. Next, we've got Jordan Chase's followers.
We don't love power of risk, dire. The power of take it.
I have some bad news for everyone. We're going to die. Some of us sooner than others.
Season 5's group of weak-willed enablers. Yes, they helped cover up heinous crimes, but against Dexter, they were pawns. Nothing more. Disposable. Forgettable. From Resurrection, we slide in Ronald Red Schmidt.
Take the bridge. Be sure tunnel's faster.
The so-called rideshare killer. At first, he looked like a dangerous copycat Dexter could use to his advantage. But the truth? He was sloppy, predictable, and ultimately just a stepping stone for Dexter to infiltrate something bigger. Even creepier but equally ineffective was Lowell.
Fist bump, okay. Hey, heard there may be a new guy.
The tattoo collector, a Resurrection villain obsessed with carving skin like it was art. Disturbing, sure, but dangerous to Dexter? Not even close. Now we move up the ladder. The mid-tier villains. These killers were threats. Some psychological, some physical, but they were either too flawed, too emotional, or too predictable to truly destroy Dexter. Lila Tournay in Season 2 fits this perfectly.
Find out what happened to the men responsible for your mother's murder. And what are you going to do about it?
She nearly manipulated Dexter into abandoning his code. She came closer than most to exposing his personal life. But in the end, she was obsessed, not calculated, dangerous only to Dexter's heart, not his life. Travis Marshall, the Doomsday Killer of Season 6, was chaotic and violent, yes.
What I want is to be free.
But he lacked control. Dexter dismantled him because Travis's madness outweighed his method. Isaac Serco from Season 7 deserves a higher spot for one reason: personal motive.
I believe you recently gave notice. Your feedback is important. Do you mind telling me why you quit?
Serco's vendetta against Dexter was relentless. He had the resources of the Ukrainian mob, and he nearly pushed Dexter over the edge. But love clouded Serco's judgment. That made him human. That made him vulnerable. In Resurrection, Mia LaPierre, or Lady Vengeance, deserves mention here.
82 Chateau Lafitte, 90 Romane Conti. Someone has really stepped up their wine game.
A certain renowned sommelier gave me some pointers.
She killed with fury, with emotion, driven by her sister's tragedy. A formidable killer, yes, but unstable. She didn't have Dexter's patience, and unpredictability was her weakness. Then you have the Gemini killers, Gareth Pike and his twin.
God, how do you do it? How have you kept your secret all these years? I can't get into specifics.
Resurrection gave us the twisted thrill of siblings who kill together. More dangerous than most, but their rivalry and dysfunction limited them. Dexter exploited it, and once again, he walked away. But now, Let's enter the true apex predators, the villains who left scars, not just on Dexter's victims, but on Dexter himself. Brian Moser, the ice truck killer.
Who was she?
I didn't know.
I watched her die.
Dexter's own brother, Season 1's shocking twist. Brian wasn't just a killer, he was family. He understood Dexter in a way no one else did. That made him one of the deadliest, because he didn't want to kill Dexter, he wanted to keep him. Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer, Season 4, the man who destroyed Dexter's family.
Warmth, intimacy, he's convincing. Byron.
Arthur Mitchell.
Mitchell wasn't just deadly because of his kills. He was deadly because he infiltrated Dexter's personal life. He smiled with Dexter's son. He laughed with his wife. And in the end, he left Dexter broken, his world in ruins. For many fans, Trinity remains #1. But New Blood gave us Kurt Caldwell, a predator hiding in plain sight.
You know, there was a time when I thought you and I would be great friends. And there was that time outside the tavern when you picked me up in your truck. Almost like it was fate.
Kurt lured vulnerable girls, kept them like trophies, and nearly ended Dexter's legacy. He proved that even years later, Dexter could meet someone who mirrored his darkest tendencies. Then came Resurrection and Leon Prater.
Goodness, no! I am just a huge fan.
A billionaire with resources beyond anything Dexter had faced, Prater didn't just kill, he collected killers. He ran a secret society of predators, a club where murder was currency. Leon wasn't dangerous because of his knife. He was dangerous because he built a world where killers thrived. Taking him down nearly cost Dexter everything. And finally, the shadow that lingers. The New York Ripper, Don Frampt. Barely revealed, only hinted at in Resurrection's finale. But what we saw was terrifying. Files, evidence, whispers of a killer who may outmatch them all. When Resurrection continues, Frampt could be Dexter's greatest challenge yet, a predator waiting in the dark. So, who's the deadliest? For some, it will always be Trinity, the man who destroyed everything Dexter loved. For others, Leon Prater's ambition makes him the most terrifying. And for those looking ahead, the New York Ripper may rewrite the list entirely. One thing's certain, each villain tested Dexter in a new way. Some were weak, some were unstable. But the deadliest, they nearly turned the hunter into the hunted. Do you agree with the ranking? Or would you put someone else at the top? If you're still watching, drop Dark Passenger in the comments.
What about these? The hotel cokehead murders, this dealer and the girl.
Dokes, the only one who gets the creeps from me.
I'm still waiting for his spatter report on the cokehead murders. Go do that.
It's okay.
I'm watching you, mother.
James Dokes was the only one who ever saw through Dexter Morgan's perfect mask. While everyone else at Miami Metro fell for the donuts, the polite smiles, and the nice guy routine, Dokes always sensed something darker lurking underneath.
I'm pretty sure I covered all my tracks.
What do you care about that woman?
I don't. I was just...
You like when women cry? You like that? What's your thing, psycho?
I was just heading to the briefing room.
You got no call to be in there, so flee.
But here's the real question. How? How did Dokes, out of an entire police department filled with detectives and forensic experts, manage to uncover Dexter's secret life as a serial killer? Today, we're breaking down the exact clues, confrontations, and instincts that led James Dokes to the truth.
He's forcing me to see this.
Nobody paying you to stand around and goddamn stare.
I thought Angel was working this case, Sergeant. Sergeant? The foot was severed between the tarsus and the metatarsus. The wound is circular, again almost surgical.
And there's blood. Guy gives us body after body with no blood. Why is he making a switch now?
He's trying to send him in his ritual need to drain the blood and wrapped apart.
And by the end, you'll see why his suspicions were more than just a hunch. They were dead accurate. From the very first season, Dokes never liked Dexter. He didn't buy the act for even a second. While Deborah, LaGuardia, and the rest of Miami Metro saw Dexter as harmless and quirky, Dokes saw through it. It wasn't just the donuts or the fake smile. It was the way Dexter seemed too calm around crime scenes, too fascinated by blood, too eager to linger on the details.
See work, all that blood on the walls? Looks like a finger painting.
You give me a fucking creeps, you know that, Dexter?
Yeah, I know. Sorry about that. Okay. Is there something I can...
Yeah, you can give me your fucking analysis on the blood spatter on these killings. You think I'm here to invite you to my nephew's grist?
In Season 1, Episode 1, Dokes caught Dexter spinning in his chair, surrounded by photos of blood spatter. It should have been just another day at the office. But Dexter's strange comments about blood looking like finger paintings gave Dokes a reason to furrow his brow. And it only got worse. At other crime scenes, Dexter showed an unsettling excitement. In Season 1, Episode 7, while analyzing a murder, Dokes noticed Dexter staring too intensely, almost admiring the killer's work. That's when Dokes snapped. "You getting a goddamn hard on there, Morgan?"
Swear to Christ, Morgan, after this case, I'm submitting your ass for psychiatric evaluation.
Just retracing cast-off patterns, directionality angles.
Can you tell us what happened here or not?
Connections. Every stroke hit a major...
You getting a goddamn hard on there, Morgan?
No, it's truly horrific. He was yearbook committee, you said?
I want your report on this tomorrow.
I wish I could say Sergeant Dokes is my biggest problem right now, but he's not.
For anyone else, it would have been brushed off as gallows humor, but Dokes wasn't laughing. He was clocking every reaction, every slip of the mask. Of course, suspicion grew when Dexter's day job and night hobby collided. Working at Miami Metro gave Dexter cover, but it also left him vulnerable. He had to disappear for surveillance, prep, or even to kill. And Dokes noticed. In Season 1, Episode 12, when Deb was kidnapped by the ice truck killer, Dexter was unreachable.
No need for you to be uncomfortable. I don't want to spoil the surprise. Just checking supplies, okay? It's a night plan. Pretty sure it is. I never wanted to hurt you.
Dokes and LaGuardia went straight to his house, only to find him missing. Later, Dokes spotted Dexter sneaking around the shipping yard. And that's when we got the legendary moment. Surprise, motherfucker, sir.
I told you he was here. There's some reason you're not answering your damn phone? Saw him last night, skulking in the lab, ordering secret blood tests. Surprise, motherfucker.
Are you following me now?
Dexter's excuse. He claimed he was waiting for furniture from Thailand. Dokes didn't buy it for a second. He had already realized that Dexter knew Deb was in danger before anyone told him.
I ordered some furniture from Thailand. I was waiting for it to be delivered. Good question.
You're connected to this. I don't know how, but I'm gonna find out, and some of what I find is gonna stick to your ass.
Too many coincidences, too many absences. Every time a killer surfaced, Dexter seemed to be right there. And Dokes' instincts, razor sharp from his Special Forces background, kept telling him something wasn't adding up. What really set Dexter apart wasn't just his disappearances, it was his behavior when he was present. Dokes watched him analyze blood spatter like it was art, dramatize murders with way too much enthusiasm, and even describe a victim's final moments with excitement in his voice.
Okay.
She's not kidding. It's your wet dream in there.
Okay.
Something finally got to you. I guess you're human after all.
Cut him some slack, all right?
Most cops made dark jokes at crime scenes to cope. Vince Masuka, for example, would say outrageous things to get a laugh. But Dexter wasn't joking. His fascination wasn't funny. It was disturbing. Dokes summed it up perfectly. You like this blood a little too much. That was the first time he caught a glimpse of the real Dexter.
The killer grabs her and flips her over. He's on top of her now, slices her carotid artery. She's terrified, heart's racing.
I've never seen someone so excited about a crime scene before. You like this blood a little too much.
I'm just doing my job.
The predator hiding behind the analyst. But here's the deeper layer. Dokes wasn't just a sharp cop, he carried his own darkness. As a former Special Forces operative, he had seen violence up close. He had pulled the trigger more times than anyone else in Miami Metro. In fact, Dexter even called him out, saying he had more officer-involved shootings than anyone on the force.
You're a killer. I catch killers.
So do I. I caught you.
I'm not a killer.
You are. That's why you've always known what I am. That's why you have more officer-related shootings than anybody else.
Dokes denied being a killer, but Dexter was right. He lived on the edge of the same darkness, and that gave him an instinct no one else had. It wasn't just that Dokes didn't like Dexter, it was that he recognized him. Darkness saw darkness, and Dokes couldn't ignore it. By season 2, suspicion had turned into obsession. Dokes started tailing Dexter. He confronted him outside of work, pointing out every red flag: the cash-only lifestyle, the lack of social ties, the advanced martial arts training that made no sense for a lab geek. "You were top of your class in med school," Dokes said, "but you traded it for blood spatter."
You were top of your class in med school, but you traded it for f***ing blood spatter.
Why? Dexter brushed it off with excuses, but Dokes wasn't fooled. Then came the breaking point. In Season 2, Episode 10, Dokes caught Dexter loading a boat with dismembered body parts. They fought, and for the first time, Dexter admitted it. "You've always known what I am."
I'm not a killer.
You are. That's why you've always known what I am.
Dokes had been right all along. The ultimate confirmation came when Dokes broke into Dexter's apartment and found the wooden box of blood slides. He didn't understand exactly what they were at first, but he knew they were trophies. Proof of something horrific. Proof that Dexter wasn't just weird, he was a killer. This discovery should have ended Dexter once and for all, but fate and Dexter's cunning twisted the story in another direction. Dokes wasn't paranoid, he wasn't unstable, he was right. Every suspicion, every insult, every glare, it was all justified. He saw what no one else could. He was the only one who refused to be fooled by Dexter's fake humanity. And when he finally had the evidence, it sealed his fate. The tragedy of James Dokes is that he was too good at his job. He got too close to the truth, and in Dexter's world, that made him the most dangerous man alive. Dokes uncovered the monster, but the monster was one step ahead. His downfall wasn't proof he was wrong. It was proof that being right wasn't enough. So in the end, how did Dokes really know Dexter was a serial killer? Because he never looked away. He trusted his instincts. And most importantly, he recognized the darkness, because he had lived with his own. Dokes was the one man who could never be fooled by Dexter Morgan. And that's why fans still remember him as the truest threat Dexter ever faced. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit the like button, subscribe for more Dexter deep dives, and let me know in the comments. Do you think Dokes could have actually taken down Dexter if he had lived long enough?
Oh, you scored a goal! Oh, that's great, sweetie. Okay, listen, I gotta go, so love to you and Mom, okay? All right, bye. Mamma mia.
Here we go again.
Oh, look at you.
Hi, honey.
Get in here, big guy.
Al Jolly looks like the friendly Midwestern dad next door. A loving husband, a father of 4, the kind of man who blends into the suburbs without raising a single eyebrow.
Our sweet angel Mabel was born last July, and every day's been a gift.
This kind this.
I gotta admit, I feel guilty when I leave, but these little business trips are good for me and the family. It's not selfish, it's self-care.
But here's the truth. Al Jolly is far more dangerous than you think. Beneath that cheerful facade lives Rapunzel, a serial killer who trophies the ponytails of his victims.
Ponytails. Al's fetish. His need. He's going to kill this woman on camera, and I have to sit here with these monsters while they enjoy every f***ing minute of it.
Hey, on your left. Please.
Are you okay?
Oh, my front tire. It hit something.
Oh.
It's my leg.
I don't see anything.
I think it's bleeding.
Where does it hurt?
It's right.
Where?
Right here.
And what makes him so terrifying isn't just what he does. It's how he outsmarts even Dexter Morgan.
Rapunzel, Rapunzel, where the f are you?
So the real question is this: why might Al Jolly be Dexter's deadliest rival yet? And could he become the next Trinity killer? Or something even worse? Let's start with the mask. Al Jolly, or as Dexter's world eventually reveals, Al Walker, lives the classic double life. By day, he's a doting father, a husband who shows up for family photos and sports games. But when night falls, his dark passenger emerges. He hunts women with ponytails, strangling them and keeping their hair as grotesque trophies. That fixation earned him the chilling nickname Rapunzel. Now, on the surface, that might sound like another cookie-cutter serial killer. But here's where things get disturbing. Al isn't sloppy. He isn't reckless. He operates with a mask of charisma so convincing that neighbors adore him.
Hey, we're going on a whirly bird. Woohoo!
Friends trust him. His children see him as a hero. And that ability to hide in plain sight makes him eerily similar to one of Dexter's most unforgettable foes, Arthur Mitchell, the Trinity Killer.
Are you washed in the blood of the Lamb?
Breakfast, 7 a.m. Warmth, intimacy. He's convincing. All right.
Arthur Mitchell.
But the similarities end there. Arthur was ritualistic. His killings were tied to childhood trauma, repeated in a cycle that gave him a sense of control. Al, on the other hand, is chaos. He kills without rhythm or predictability. Trinity was terrifying because you could map his cycle. Al is terrifying because you can't. He could explode at any moment, one ponytail away from another victim. This unpredictability becomes even more dangerous when we look at his instincts. Unlike most killers in Leon Prater's circle, Al had the rare ability to sense that something was off about Dexter.
Oh, somebody told me James Matt was going to be here to clean up good, Rick. Prater called me in the middle of a bike tour Central Park. I didn't have time to change, so I'm sweaty. Hey, what happened to Mama Mia? Arrested? Breaks my heart.
While others underestimated Red, Al kept his guard up. When Dexter invited him to dinner, Al agreed, but deep down he had no intention of showing up. He ditched the meeting, tossed his phone out the window, and vanished into the night. That wasn't paranoia, that was survival instinct. And for once, Dexter was left stranded, waiting with no victim on his table. Think about how rare that is. Trinity didn't see Dexter coming until it was too late. Prater didn't. Neither did Mia or Gareth, but Al Jolly did. He may not know Dexter is the Bay Harbor Butcher, but he knew enough to get out of Dodge. That makes him dangerous on a whole new level. And here's the kicker. Dexter now knows who he is. After breaking out of Prater's vault, Dexter uncovered the files that revealed Al Jolly's real identity. Al Walker of Wisconsin. The mask is cracked. His home, his history, his life are all out in the open. That means Al has gone from untouchable to vulnerable. But this isn't a one-sided equation, because if Al could sense Dexter's danger once, he can do it again. This sets up the perfect storm. Al is now Dexter's white whale. He's the last man standing from Prater's circle, and Dexter knows he has to eliminate him before more innocent women die. But catching him won't be simple. Unlike others, Al won't underestimate him. He'll run, he'll hide, he'll fight back. And that unpredictability is why he's even more frightening than Trinity ever was. There's also a deeper psychological element here. Arthur Mitchell's killings were born from trauma, the death of his sister, the abuse of his father, the suicide of his mother. Each murder was a ritualized replay of that pain. Al's pathology is different. His obsession with ponytails seems tied to instability and deep-seated issues with his mother. That makes him erratic. He's not reenacting the past. He's feeding an uncontrollable urge. And when you combine that with the mask of charm, you get someone who is both unpredictable and dangerously convincing. Even his relationship with his family adds another disturbing layer. Arthur used his family as props in his ritual, controlling them like prisoners in his twisted play. Al, however, appears to genuinely care for his wife and kids. To them, he's dad, not a tyrant. That means his mask isn't just a cover, it's part of his identity. And when killers believe their own lies, they're harder to catch, harder to predict, and far more dangerous. So here's the climax. Dexter now has Al's name and address. The hunter has become the hunted, but unlike every other killer before him, Al knows not to get too close. He avoided Dexter once, and he might do it again. That makes Season 2 of Dexter Resurrection even more chilling, because Al isn't just another victim waiting for a plastic-wrapped table, he's a rival who could flip the script. What if Al goes after Dexter first? What if he turns the cat and mouse into a two-way hunt? We've never seen Dexter face someone who truly sensed his darkness before. And if Al decides to protect his family by eliminating the threat, then for the first time, Dexter could become the prey. But here's my take. Al Jolly is even more dangerous than you think because he embodies the one thing Dexter fears most: exposure. He doesn't need to kill Dexter to win. He just needs to avoid him long enough, outsmart him, and force Dexter to chase. And in that chase, mistakes happen. Will Dexter take him out in the opening of Season 2? Or will Al become the new Trinity, a long-term nemesis who pushes Dexter further than ever before? Either way, his days are numbered, because once Dexter sets his sights on you, there's only one way it ends: on the table, in pieces, swallowed by the ocean. And that's why Al Jolly is far more dangerous than you think. He's not just a killer, he's a survivor, a manipulator, and maybe the only man who ever truly outsmarted Dexter Morgan. But what do you think? Will Al Jolly become the big bad of Season 2, or will Dexter get to him before he can vanish again? If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into Dexter Resurrection, and let me know your theories in the comments.